Hello, and welcome back, everyone, to this episode of Inspired. I'm your host, Takia LaShawn, and joining me today on this episode is Angel Ryan, mother, mentor, and founder of Black Butterfly, the Christina Ryan Henniger Foundation. 2 years ago on today, November 21st, 2014, Angel's life was changed forever. Her then 24-year-old daughter, Christina, suffered from an unfortunate fire that left her body covered with 3rd and 4th degree burns. Unfortunately, Christina passed on from this life. In carrying on her daughter's legacy and memory, Angel is here today to share her story of starting this organization that seeks to help children and touch and change lives. Join me now to hear Angel's extraordinary story of a mother's love, a life of inspiration, the legacy of her daughter, and the power to heal, all wrapped up in her strength and ability to carry on.
She's a fighter, got that fire. When you thought she'd fade away, throws a fist up as she gets up, feeling stronger every day. When she gets down on her knees, she finds the courage to believe. She's a fighter who inspires me.
So Angel, mom, mentor, and founder, how are you doing today?
I'm doing okay.
Doing okay. Well, thank you so much for being here. I'm just really honored to have you here. I'm really honored to have heard your story, and I'm really honored for the viewers that are going to be touched and inspired by your strength. Christina Ryan Henniger Foundation, Black Butterfly. You have done something so phenomenal, and it was mentioned on my last show. We talked about we as women often find purpose in our pain, and I think you have done just such in getting Christina's story out there, but letting her legacy go on. Tell us a little bit about Christina.
Oh, wow. Christina was a fighter from the time she was born. She just lit up a room. She was very tiny when she was 4 pounds when she was born, and you could put her head in your hand and her feet would come here, and I'd burp her kind of like this. And she just won my heart from the minute, I saw her. Her dad and I adopted her as a newborn, and my life, changed at that point drastically, because I had someone who was a social person. I've got a son who is 6 years older than Christina, and he's kind of a nerdy kind of person, computer geek kind of thing, and but Christina had this curiosity about everything, and she was kind. And we would, joke that she'd give you her last breath because she would give away her stuff. If somebody wanted something or needing something, she would give it to them. And so that started early on. We would go to the library and she would put nickels in the parking meters of the cars that expired right before the meter maid would get to them. She liked to do different things. She was very artsy, craftsy. And she did Vacation Bible School one year, and the kids had to sing a song in front of the whole church. Well, all the kids were standing looking like little soldiers, and Christina, when they started singing, just started moving. And she just kept moving, and she never stopped after that. It was constant movement and motion.
She went on to become a dancer, correct?
Yes, she did. We moved here, and when Christina was in 6th grade, she had a couple of lessons and everything before then. She started Ladies Island Middle School. Her dance teacher thought that she was phenomenal. She just kind of attached to Christina and Christina to her. It's Kathy Ingram. And Kathy worked with Christina with the other dance students, but Christina stood out. So she recommended outside classes, and she began taking outside classes as early as 7th grade. And we went back and forth from Charleston to Johns Island to Beaufort to Hilton Head for dance classes because everyone had their specialty, and we wanted her to have the best that she could have. During that time, she just kind of blossomed and grew and just became very community oriented. She began doing work with Habitat for Humanity and the Exchange Club of Beaufort and the Lions Club. She did every Veterans Day.
Bikers Against Bullies, she did
Oh,
as well.
yes, she did Bikers Against Bullies. That was
Yes.
as she got older.
She was the youngest recipient,
She
wasn't
was the youngest member.
Member.
Yes, she's the youngest member of the
Yes.
founding group and of Bikers Against Bullies.
Yeah. She did a lot. I mean, and just coming into the knowledge of your organization and just looking at everything, your beautiful baby girl. I said it to you before. I said she was quite the philanthropist slash humanitarian slash social butterfly, which is so befitting of Black Butterfly, which was her stage name as a professional dancer, traveled tremendously around the globe as a young person, and just did so much, you know, and I was very impressed. And I know you as a mother have to be completely proud of her. For the viewers watching, today marks a day that will always hold very dear to you in your heart. November 21st, 2014, 2 years ago, Christina, well, it started a few days prior to, but Christina passed on from this life. And in sharing your story, can you let us know what it is that as a mother, what you are feeling and what you want to be told about her life? And for those that don't know, sharing the story of how you've got to the place of Black Butterfly, the Christina Ryan Henniger Foundation.
As you mentioned, Christina was a world traveler, and she got her bachelor's degree at age 20 in the UK. She came back to Beaufort and began what we thought would be a long-term career as assistant director at the LaRue Performing Center. And everything just kind of fit into place. She began teaching and she began sponsoring. And she had decided that she had wanted to start an organization that kids who wanted to do something like like dance or the arts would be able to, and they wouldn't have to pay anything in order to do it. She also wanted kids to be able to do the things that she did, which was travel and have a eclectic background, have diversity in their life, not just being able to, you know, do one thing or going one place or anything like that. So, as a mother, I was very proud of her. I'm proud of both my children. And it was extremely difficult when I had to take her off of life support. It was 2 years ago today, 7:11 a.m. when she took her last breath, or as we say it, took her final curtain call. Christina had been in a fire in her apartment, and she did not survive the burns that were extensive. She stayed around until her brother arrived from China, which the doctors thought was a miracle because of the severity of her condition. Her brother came and said his goodbyes, and after that, things just started changing. I really wanted to leave Beaufort, but I felt like if I was leaving Beaufort, I'd be leaving Christina and her dream. And I figured that, well, the next best thing is to go on with her dream. So the child that she was sponsoring in dance, I picked up the sponsorship, and the LaRue Dance Center also kicked in and have been sponsoring the little girl ever since. And then I just started other things to keep me busy, to keep my mind off of her. And so that related to kids and that related to the arts. I don't think anything I did was phenomenal or special or anything like that. I basically feel like I did what a mother would do, which is survive after the loss of a child and to continue to help other children do or reach their dreams or their goals.
That's beautiful. As you know, like you said, you did what you felt any mother would do. In summing up, what would you want any mother, father, individual that may be dealing with or experiencing a loss to take from this that would give them hope that they can continue on?
Life goes on, and to me, it would be it would be devastating for me to think that Christina lived her life for me, with me, and for others, and for me to just give up once her life was gone. I think it's really important that parents continue because life does go on.
Life does go on. Thank you. And that's it. Life does go on. We're going to take a break. Just sit tight and we'll be right back. For those of you that are just joining me, we are here with Angel Ryan, mother, mentor, and founder of Black Butterfly, the Christina Ryan Henniger Foundation. And we are going to go into the fun stuff, the children, the little butterflies. Tell us, I talked to you the other day and you said you were about to be bombarded by a bunch of little butterflies. Tell us who these little butterflies are.
The little butterflies are kids in the community. The girls we call butterflies, the boys we call dragonflies. And they are children that have signed up for our program. We teach life skills to kids in Beaufort County, things such as etiquette, how to dress, how to do an interview, financial things like starting your own bank account. And we also do the arts, which is martial arts, creative arts, media arts, and performing arts. They take lessons in classes that they're interested in, and we incorporate the life skills within those classes so that they're able to kind of get a 2-for-1 deal kind of thing. The butterflies that I was talking about the other day were my littlest ones, and they range from age 2 to 6 years old. Okay. And we have a dance class called Ants in My Pants and I Need to Dance. Okay. And they come out once a week on Tuesdays at 5:30 at St. Helena Library. And it's more of a creative movement and motion kind of class. Right now we have about 26 kids. We did have as many as 45. This is in the ants class. The other classes we've had up to 9 in martial arts, about 30 in swimming classes, 2 in boating classes. We just find out what they're interested in, and in order to teach them the life skills, we get them involved in that interest along with the life skills.
Great. Now, one of the things in talking to you and looking at the foundation that you all are big on, your mission statement is just to equip and empower children with life skills today to help them get into what they need to tomorrow. And what stood out for me is you are very passionate about volunteers, sponsors, advocates, anyone that wants their children to participate, that you are non-discriminatory. And when we hear that, we often think of race or religion or background, and yes, that's what you mean also, but economically, socioeconomically, it does not mean that it is limited to just low-income housing. Low-income families, but of all diversities, of all background, of all income brackets.
Correct.
This is something that is for the children, and it's offering priceless, valuable skills. And so talk to us a little bit about that and where are all the activities going on, where are you housing these at?
One of the things that Christina was very social in that she got along with everybody, regardless of, their background. And that's one of the things that we push at Black Butterfly. And so therefore our program is open to everyone from ages 2 to 18. And we really want to start something that when kids are that young, they don't see race, they don't see religion, and they don't see socioeconomical, stature. They start off on an even level, and they rise from there. Some of our classes right now are held at the studios where the arts are performed. We also have classes at St. Helena Library, which has gotten a little bit small for our classes. We've had to divide some of them because of that. We're looking for a building. We hope to get a building soon so that the kids can have more classes, have more interest and more activity. Right now, we have signed up 145 kids. And they have done everything from gone to the opera in Savannah to eating at, a major restaurant here in, the Beaufort area. We look for sponsors who are interested in helping the kids grow and develop, and in seeing that Beaufort stays the perfect place for not the perfect child, but a child that is perfectly educated in all areas.
Good. Black Butterfly is a 501c3 nonprofit organization, so it is all sponsor and donation funded. Tell us a little bit about, we're going to have later on Sydney Bailey, who wrote and co-wrote Black Butterfly, which is a song in honor and just in memory of Christina. Beautiful song. And tell viewers about that a little more and how the funds and the proceeds from that help Black Butterfly.
I wrote a song for Christina in her memory and met up with Sydney Bailey, who I've known since she was very little and who also knew Christina. The song needed a little bit of tweaking, so she did that and put it together, and it's called Black Butterfly. And the proceeds, 100% of the proceeds from the purchase of the single go towards the foundation and the activities that the kids do. You can go on our website, www.blackbutterfly90.org, and make a donation. We have PayPal. Our address is there. Right, our address is there also. $20 will pay for 5 kids to have dance class for a month. Yes, and it's something that's really needed and necessary. So we need the funding, and we also need the volunteers because what they bring to the table is invaluable as well.
Good. Oh, good. Well, the information's on the screen, blackbutterfly90.org. Here to perform Black Butterfly, I want to introduce to you Sydney Bailey. Thank you so much for being here, Angel.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
Inspiration, yeah. Her style, her smile, willing to run the extra mile, was a dancer with goals, dreams of success. Very much talented, people were easily impressed. An angel in disguise, but it wasn't a surprise. Thinking of you when I watch the sunrise, I see you standing there right before my eyes. When your beautiness flies, you light the blue sky. You're a black butterfly, a black butterfly. Why did you go and leave me? Why did you have to die? Lovely black butterfly, you must believe. I never thought that you would leave. It's amazing all the things you achieved. I never doubted you, I always believed. Your mom is sad 'cause you went away. She cries her heart out both night and day. I always wanted you right by my side. I wanted you forever, now you're my pride. But God came and calling the 21st of November, that dark day I will always remember, as I stood beside your bed on that fateful day, trying to find the right words I needed to say. Now you're an angel up in the sky. I promise to love you till the day I die. For you will always be my black butterfly, black butterfly. For you will always be my black butterfly, black butterfly. One thing is true, I must confess. You're mind, body, and soul I wanted to possess. You came into my life, and from the very start, you rocked my whole world, and I gave you my heart. Your beauty and talent were beyond compare. When you entered a room, all everyone could do was stare. Men respect you and want to protect you. Women were envious and would often reject you. One thing for sure, no one will forget you. Black butterfly, black butterfly. The way you dance, girl, was like a dream. You moved like liquid gold, so it seemed. Now that you're gone, all I wanna do is scream. Black butterfly, black butterfly. Kiss the days goodbye, no more worries, no time to cry. For that which is born is meant to die.
This episode of Inspired with Takia LaShawn has been sponsored by and shot on location at Custom Audio Video, your expert team for smart solutions, located at 48 Pennington Drive, Unit B in Bluffton, South Carolina. Audio provided by Bowers & Wilkins, and amp and preamp Class A